So today we're going to start talking about circles, which is perfect because Pi Day is tomorrow. I'm just so excited that it all lined up. Okay, and I have to show you this really cool tool that I have. And I'm sorry that I don't have one for all of you. But isn't this great? I can draw any size circle with my little tool. Okay. So what we're going to do before we start exploring circles, because today, this part, my little song and dance here is only going to take me a couple minutes, and then you guys are going to be investigating circles outside. Okay. That is why there is stuff outside. Okay, so let's start with a circle, and I'm going to show you all there is to know for right now about circles. Okay, so here's a circle, and we name circles, we give the center of that circle a variable like this, and when we're talking about this circle, we call it circle C, okay? So sometimes you'll see a different variable in there, but for this circle, we're talking circle C. Now I know you can just freehand your circle. It's not going to be perfect. That's fine. As long as you just get the gist, you're good. Now the line that goes from touching one side of the circle through the center and touching the other side of the circle is called the diameter. The variable that we use for diameter is D. I know, surprising, right? Okay. Now, another measurement that we talk a lot about is the radius. The radius is basically half the diameter. It goes from the edge of the circle to the center of the circle. So this length right here is called the radius. And the variable we use is R for obvious reasons. Okay. So if you know the radius but you don't know the diameter, don't fret. The radius is just half the length of the diameter, so you just multiply it by 2 and you have the diameter length. Okay? And then the last thing that you need to be aware of is the distance around your circle. If you start at one point, you go all the way around and to that same point. We call that length the circumference. And the variable we use is C. So no surprises on the variable that we use to represent all this stuff. Go ahead. So that is all of the things, for at least for this class, that you need to know about circles. Okay? You just have to push the drawer in. Sometimes it pops out. You want to try it? Okay. So now what I'm going to have you do is I want you to set up a simple chart, because you guys are going to be collecting some data. You're going to tell me what object you're measuring. So object. You're going to measure the circumference of that object. Then you're going to measure the diameter of that object. And then I want you to divide the circumference by the diameter. Okay? So I'm going to be walking around and giving each table group a measuring tape. Okay? And let me show you how you're gonna do this. I'll show you with a jar. Okay, so here's a jar. To measure the circumference, you wrap it around like this. And I'm getting approximately 8.5, so 8.5 inches. So my object is a jar, and my circumference, I'm getting 8.5 inches. Then I'm gonna measure across like this. And I'm getting approximately 2 3/4. So 2.75 inches. Then you're gonna wanna either have your cell phone or a calculator or something with you so that you can divide these. So 8.5 divided by 2.75, and I get approximately 3.09. So you're gonna spend the rest of the class, you have about 10 minutes, outside measuring the circumference and diameter of any circle objects that you see out there, and try to get as many sets of data as you can by the end of class. Ready, break. I'll give you guys your, pass up these out real quick and you guys can get started. The middle of the object. So like I did like this.
And so the circumference is outside?
Yeah, the circumference is around the edge like that. Diameter is across like that. Okay?
by the slope, how are you gonna measure it? Very hard to put. It's just as big as the drain, but I do it right here.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait. My class is the next class is here. You get in here?
The next class is like a space.
I know.
I've been seeing a lot of them.
Except if it's Chase. If Chase is late, then he cares.
Oh, it's shade.
Oh, yes. Yeah. He told me that my mom was away as well, and we all started laughing. I was like, sure, yeah. You're going. Oh, right.
I got a couple of needles in here.
Dara, where do you put it? I don't know. I think
You see the same
Miss Math. Where do we?
right there. It's kind of full. You're gonna set it on top. I'll get those cleaned off. There's like 5 pieces.
And then I was supposed to read that one and this.
Let's talk about your letter tomorrow. Okay? Alright.
Wait, so I'm supposed to add like my entire new equation.
Like it should look like for that first one, it should be y is equal to the slope, which you got this, x, and then plus your y-intercept, which I think you got 5.
Oh.
So it should be in that form.
Oh.
So you're using the right equation, but you're like plugging a point into it when I really just want like the frame, like that. So we'll keep talking about it though, and we'll do your letter at the beginning of class tomorrow, okay?